and welcome back to another weekly vlog. It is Tuesday today. We are on our way. Hi! We're on our way to Ronan's 6-month appointment. However, he's almost 7 months now. We're like a month behind. But due to scheduling, this is when it worked out best for us. So we're on our way there now. Yesterday, you know how the past couple Mondays have been like real big Mondays? Well, yesterday was another real big Monday, am I right?
Yeah, we've had some really crappy Mondays the past couple Mondays.
The past few Mondays, not even just the past couple of them. Like the past few Mondays have been like really crappy. And it's always a Monday. But, oh man, yesterday I woke up, everything seemed to be going fine, and then it hit about 11 o'clock. And crap just started to go down. Belle got really ill. She was throwing up copious amounts all day. And like every 2 hours on the dot, pretty much, she would just go and throw up on the floor. I had like a random flare-up of allergies, just itchy, burning, watery eyes, stuffed and runny nose. Like just everything, really itchy, so I have this Claritin that I'm supposed to be taking every night for my bug bites, and you can only have one in a 24-hour period, but I hadn't taken it the past couple of days, so I was like, oh perfect, I can take one now because I haven't had one in the past 24 hours. I took it and it seemingly did nothing. And so I was just miserable all day. By the end of the day, I was just so freaking physically and emotionally just spent. Like, Bug did not nap hardly at all. He wasn't grouchy, but he didn't hardly nap at all throughout the day, which is fine. However, I needed to tend to Belle as well. Like, she was requiring a lot of attention and cleanup and help and care, but also Ronan requires all of that too, and he didn't want to nap. And really it was a lot, you guys. It was a lot. And then at the same time, I was miserable because of this random allergy flare-up that I don't even know where it came from. I'm fine today, but oh man, you guys, just it was a Monday. It was a Monday. You know what I mean, Boo Bear? His Monday wasn't that great either.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. It wasn't bad. There wasn't anything in particular that made it bad. And once I got home, then helping with Belle vomiting and all that stuff was kind of But it just kind of was there. But Mondays just have been really just kind of lately.
Yeah.
At work, and for all y'all watching, first off, I actually enjoy my job, mind you. But I have to be a teller and a banker. In my job, that's my job role, is I'm teller / banker / whatever. Anywho, so, but most of the time I'm on the banker side. But they had me they've had me on the teller side on Mondays. And being a teller's alright, but I don't really like being a teller. It's okay, but whatever, and so the days that I get to be a teller are the days that I'm like, yippee, it's part of my job, so it is what it is, but
It's your favorite part.
it just makes for kind of a day, you know what I mean? So.
But, Belle was puking pretty much every 2 hours on the dot, and then as it got later in the night, she started puking about every hour, right?
Yep.
Yeah, about every hour. And we were gonna wait a certain amount of hours to see if she was done puking, so we could try and give her a little bit of bland food, like chicken and rice, for her to eat, because it helps dogs who have upset stomachs. And just a little bit of water, because we didn't want her gorging herself on water and making herself puke. So just a few sips of water and a little bit of food. But she puked continually until about 1 a.m. when we were finally like, okay, we've got to go to bed. We've just got to go to sleep. And so we went to bed at about 1:30, and she went to bed with us, and it seemed fine. And when we got up in the morning, we didn't see any puke, so we thought she was okay. But then we found a little puke spot over in the corner on a rug that we have underneath Ronan's bed. But that looked like the only spot, and it was small, and she hadn't puked. And we don't know when that happened. It was sometime after we fell asleep at 1:30. And it looked like the only spot, so it was the only time she had puked during the night. So this morning, we took her out, and she was really good energy and stuff, so we gave her just like a spoonful of some chicken and brown rice.
A spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down, you know?
Just a little spoonful of chicken and rice to see how she does with that, but then we had to leave pretty much right after to go to Ronan's appointment. Then we have a grocery order we need to go pick up, and then we'll be back, and heaven knows what we're gonna come back to. Hopefully she'll have handled it okay, and we'll be able to get her a little bit more water, a second helping. Just, it's small, very small portions throughout the day is what you're supposed to do. So hopefully she'll have handled it okay, and we can give her a second small helping. But after she ate, she seemed okay to me. What do you think? I don't know.
Yeah, she seemed to be doing okay. Granted, again, there was a very short period of time from the time she ate to the time we left, so it's hard to really say exactly how she's handling it, because she only just ate a few minutes before we left. So, but so far it looks like she's doing okay.
Yeah.
And she's been acting like more energetic today. She's a little lethargic, but I mean, she didn't really eat anything yesterday. She was sick all day.
She didn't eat at all. We couldn't get her. Before I really knew what was going on, when she was first starting her puking bit, I was like, she needs to eat. And I couldn't get her to eat or drink anything. So the last time that she ate before the little bit of chicken and rice that we gave her at around 9 o'clock this morning, was at about, gosh, I don't even know. It was probably about 9 or 10 the previous morning is when she last ate. So she's got a good long while without any food. And
about 24 hours.
Yeah, about 24 hours without any food and practically no water at all. So, but she seemed to handle the little bit we gave her okay. So we'll see how she does when we get back. Hopefully she's okay, and hopefully it's just something she got into that just upset her stomach, but that isn't like super life-threatening, and that we won't have to take her in. However, if she's not doing well today, she starts vomiting again, we're gonna have to take her into the vet today. So all fingers crossed for what we come home to, right? Yeah, and then the next few days we're going to be feeding her the bland diet of chicken and rice, because it'll be easy to digest for her. So that is the drama that's been going on yesterday and a little bit this morning. But we're almost to Ronan's appointment now. It's just a regular wellness checkup, so hopefully all goes smoothly. At his very last one, he had lost some weight because he had just been ill, so we had to do a little weight checkup. So hopefully this time all is peachy keen, because he hasn't really been ill since then. So
well, and last time we weighed him, he had gained almost a pound since he had last been weighed.
Yeah.
Which was only like last time we weighed him was last week,
Mm-hmm.
and the time that he had last been weighed before that was like the week before.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he gained like a pound during that time. So that's good, because
Yeah.
we've been trying to get him to bulk up a little bit. So
Yeah. Well, because he was ill and he lost some weight. So when you're only like 15 pounds, a pound is a lot of weight, you know? So, yep. Anyway, that's, yeah, I don't know. Am I missing anything? Oh, date night. We're doing date night tonight. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. It's just crazy. All right. I'll just update you as we go. Sound good? Sound good? Sound good?
sound good.
Okay. After waiting an hour past the time when we were supposed to be called back for our appointment. Literally an hour in the waiting room. We're finally back here and we have this cute little space room. Now it's a matter of waiting on whenever the doctor's gonna actually show up. So, but we're finally back here in the room. Finally. Literally an hour, guys. Literally an hour. 2.5 hours later, and we are just now leaving the doctor. We spent an hour in the waiting room waiting to be brought back, and then another hour back in the room. Well, an hour and a half back in the room. It was insane. I don't know what was going on, but holy cow, like that took forever. Kyle just said before I started recording, he was like, what did you say? He was like, that was about the worst something, like...
Yeah, I was like, that was about the worst doctor's appointment we've ever had. The only thing that could have made it worse was like some bad news about his health.
Yeah, which thankfully we did not receive. All was well.
It just took way too long. Like, it took way too long.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the waiting room for almost an hour.
Yeah.
And it's not like we didn't have an appointment. We had an appointment, you know? Like, I get having to wait a little bit, you know? Like, I get it. Like, 15 minutes is a little excessive. 20 is kind of like pushing it. But an hour? Like, holy crap. Like, you know? A long time. So, and I don't know. Thing is for me, like, I'm not gonna be mean about it to the people, you know, because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm sure there's some reason behind it, but like, get it together. Like, that's a long time.
I know. I'm just sitting here like, yeah, we didn't have groceries we needed to pick up by noon. It's now 12:30, and our appointment to pick up the groceries was from 11 to noon, and his appointment was at 10 o'clock. So we had plenty of time to go get it, and it is now 12:30 and we're just now leaving the doctor's. Like, it's insane. And I forgot what I was gonna say because you started saying something.
Sorry.
But...
Typically the appointment, we get there, maybe they'll get us in like, you know, 5 or 10 minutes after the time,
They
you know,
normally are pretty prompt.
within reason. And so then we go back, they do their thing, we get out. Maybe an hour has passed since we got there, and so we figured that would be the case, and so that's why we scheduled to get our groceries between 11 and 12, is because his appointment was at 10, and we would have time. But now that has come and gone. We actually called and we're like, hey, yo, we're gonna be late to get the groceries, and they're like, oh, it's cool, don't worry about it. So we're fine on that front, but we were like, that just took way long.
I know. We were like, yeah, no, we don't have things to do. We don't have groceries we need to pick up. We don't have a dog that's ill at home who needs to be checked on. No, we don't have any of that stuff. No, we can spend all day in your waiting room. Like, gosh, it took forever. It took so long. But we're headed to pick up our groceries now. Also get him more food, but that's part of groceries. And thankfully the majority, like the bulk of the groceries, they just have to be picked up. We don't have to run in for much. We don't like ordering the produce online because they never get the produce the way we like it. So we only order like the bulk of the groceries, and then we do like the produce items and things like that just on our own. And then I think it's home after that, right? Checking on Belle, seeing how she did, and if we can give her next little portion of food.
A ration.
And gosh, I don't know. Date night. Things have kind of gotten all just messed up, so I don't really know what the plan is anymore. But we're just going with it now.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.